It's for D2. Hey, hey. This is going to be quick, and I'm glad I have some time off to do this. That whole thing about this Libya slave trade is a combination of a hoax and a scam. The reason why I can tell is they're not showing you any pictures of Libyan slavery. They're not showing you pictures of slavery. How can you have a slave trade without slavery? And I suspected this when I first heard the whole thing being kicked around. And the reason why I suspected it is I noticed maybe about a year ago, I was debating someone about reparations, and he went into this whole thing about how slavery is going on now in Africa. And I said, there is no country where slavery is legal. So anything that's occurring is black market shit, which happens all around the world. Oh, and since you are so concerned about slavery, then to discourage nations from engaging in this practice, whether it be covert or overt, we should punish them, or at least censor them, which I guess is a form of punishment, starting with the United States. And we can go through all the countries that have had slavery and continued human rights violations afterwards. So people could not find any sort of, they couldn't have a class action lawsuit against the corporation that is America, which is another human rights violation to commit the act and then say, there will be no justice, I'm white and I said so. And I said, well, okay, you're saying slavery goes on. Do you have examples? Like, where is it overt? Where is it not just something that's happening behind closed doors? Because if there is, I'm at least interested, and I see that you're interested. So let's deal with our issues first in the United States. You know, I always shift the conversation to reparations. It's interesting. I might talk to Tariq Nasheed about that because he mentioned on Corey Holcomb's show that he didn't want to go there. And I think I know why, but I can't speak for him. I always go there. Yeah, I could be having a great time with people classified as white. We can be enjoying our lives together at the beach, throwing the football, having a great time, and eventually my militant half-woke ass will turn the conversation to reparations. In the sneakiest manner, I always go there because I don't understand their political shit. Well, actually, I do. I grew up listening to right-wing talk radio, so I see through right-wing talk radio. And if you grew up listening to right-wing talk radio, you can kind of see through the BS coming from other political ideologies because they're constantly going in on them, and sometimes they're not wrong. So I am an expert at seeing through the bullshit of the albino classified as white. That is nothing new to me. Matter of fact, I was at a party where we were playing this game, and most of the people there were albinos classified as white, damn near all of them. And we were playing this game where we have to determine what story is a lie. And they would give us stories and supposed factual data. Some of it was factual because if it was true, you had to determine if it was true. And I was spanking them. I am good at spotting bullshit. But more than that, I had seen these pictures before. I had seen these pictures on websites, these pictures that are like in these viral posts about Libyan slavery. these pictures, I had seen them when they talk about areas that are racist, they'll use these pictures. The thing is, these pictures aren't necessarily racist. It's basically melanated people getting hemmed up by mostly non-melanated people. You know, in Libya, you got people who are of the desert, and many of them are mixed, but, I'm not really going there. The thing is that these pictures are not of slaves. They're of conflict during a civil war in Libya. The ones that I had seen. So I was curious, if I'm seeing this, what about Snoops? You know, they do back picture search. They check for fake news, if you will. So I checked out Snoops, and Snoops was making the same. With the pictures that I had seen, they were saying the same thing, that these are from Civil War. This is not slavery. And they went through the pictures that I hadn't seen. Like, there's this one picture where you got these boys dressed really dirty, they look kind of remind me of ancient Egyptians, because it's just like the whole loincloth attire. We just got some drawers on or some shorts and we're belling. But they're dressed like that, and they're hung upside down. And I'm thinking, if you are brazen enough to hang people upside down in the streets and sell them, then where are the pictures of them doing the things that they were sold for? Like working. You're going to have an industry to the point where it's not covert, it's in the open. Then why would you hide the work they're doing? Because it's easier to say, hey, we got them over here working, but we're paying them. Or they're working for a visa, or they're working so they can pay taxes and move through our country to go to Europe or whatever. You can run that scam if you can show them hung upside down. Well, even that picture, they did a back picture search for that, and it goes to like some Nigerian touring site in October 2017. Why is that going to Nigeria? If these, and even then it says these men were attacked by young people. Supposedly these are a few criminals that got hemmed up. It reminds me of what you see in ancient Egypt, where some men are hemmed up, and they call that slavery, and they'll make arguments about racial slavery with Photoshop pictures. I've shown that. Matter of fact, if you look up Photoshop slavery Egypt, I'm sure an internet search will show you that picture where the actual picture is in black and white, but you have this doctored picture where they exaggerated facial features and made people melanated while scrubbing people and narrowing their features. It's a lie. And I think the reason why this Libyan scam / hoax is going on is the scam aspects is so that they can drum up support for their whatever programs, government programs. Like, we are doing something about Libyan slavery, so we're going to go there, or we do stuff about international human rights violations. And I'm like, well, what about America? America operates as if people classified as black have already received reparations, because we're so quick to change the subject to that. So I think it's a combination of both. You have people who are invested, I should say, in the supremacy of people who have albino, I'll use a politically correct term, fluctuations in their genes. I'm not going to say mutations. From their point of view, all of this talk about African slavery and black people get exploited is, see, you're better off here. That's their pickup. So they're not going to challenge it, even though if it was a situation where they were getting taxed to pay to help Libyan slavery, they'd be uncovering how it's a hoax faster than me. So that's one aspect. The other aspect is you've got some people over in Libya or wherever who are saying, hey, we can throw these pictures up and make it look like this is a Zanzibar trade bazaar. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can make it look like this. And Then we'll put up some GoFundMe's or whatever. So they're looking at, they can fake it too. But here's the thing, and this is important. If slavery does exist, show pictures of slavery. I know you have migrants going through Libya. The country just had a war. So the possibility that some people with some guns and some racism in their hearts might see some melanated people traveling through what they determine to be their land, even though Libya, there's a time when you see a whole bunch of dark-skinned people in ancient Libya, Libya's arts. But, that's regardless. They've been living there. They see this. They've got racial shit in their hearts, and they hem them up, and they get on some Islamic shit and all that. That may happen. That is covert. That is underground. I'm not expecting to see pictures of that. But don't show me pictures of something that is completely different. They're showing pictures that would make you assume that this is overt slavery, where it's like, hey, we got slaves over here. We also have butter and margarine. And you know what I'm saying? That's not what's going on. Otherwise, show me pictures of it. Don't show me pictures of some people getting hemmed. You know what I mean? Don't show me pictures of something that is different, because I'm a skeptic. I don't trust you. The miseducation of the albino is in full effect. So I'm always going to question stuff. And so far, it's not passing. None of these pictures that are shown so far are pictures of slavery. So I'm going to say that if you don't have pictures of it, if you have pictures of something that is verifiably not it, it does not exist. At least it's not in the way that you are portraying it as. So I have no interest in Libyan slavery. You know how many fucks I give about Libyan slavery? 0. Let's talk reparations for slavery that did exist and all the human rights violations that came after it. Then we can talk about what covert slavery may exist in Libya that we're not seeing pictures of because fake pictures are easier. All right. You get what I'm saying. Bye.